And we have liftoff. Now, g'day everyone. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, one of our main objectives in this session, to get some aerial wire going on. Now, to do that, I'm using stretched sprue. I found it fairly successful in the past. I don't know how many of you have attempted to stretch sprue. I feel I'll give you a quick look-see now and explain the dealio. You know what I hadn't thought about? Actually, in the slide, it's probably okay. Okay, first up, around a bit to show you this. Hang on. We'll go to about there, I reckon. Brace your eyes, guys. You're going to get a nasty flash already. Now, when you're choosing a bit of sprue, what you're trying to get, now, I've done the sensible thing and done the cooking show. Here's one I prepared earlier. Boom. There you go, there's my bit of wire. You do need to put a bit of paint on them, because otherwise the sprue coloured. Oh, hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm just going into how you stretch sprue. That's how I do my aerials. Now, when you're doing sprue stretching, I don't know if you've ever tried it. I'm good, thanks. Because you're trying to achieve, obviously, a bit of a wire, using a piece of sprue like this is obviously not going to come out so nice and even and straight. What you'll want, what I actually did to achieve this little number, a longer one, was a piece off of moment. Of course, a box I was to use right the way over somewhere else. Give me a moment. Yeah. Here we go. Now, here's a couple of pieces of sprue here that are great for the job. Here we go. Now, if I take a piece off of here, where it's not going to matter that I take it from, because I don't need. So yeah, let's give me a nice straight bit of sprue. Oh, that rather killed it. Actually, see, will it kill? Might not. We'll give it a whirl. Now, all you do, pretty straightforward operation. Slowly get bend. Now, I might use slowly. Once it's dried, well, there's much more you can do with it. For that, now what I generally do, as I go to that stage, is I do as, in fact, I'll show you. Which is, let's see if I can get it. And you can just see it. Got hanging here. I hang them up there, and then I run a brush with gunmetal grey down it, but a more of a wiry colour. And that's sprue stretching, kids. So yeah, if you want to do that's now your next step. After that, they're out the way. I'll put that to use at some stage. That's a stretched sprue for the occasion. Now again, actually, while we're here, I reckon this will be crap. I'll do it on this. One way to find out. My theory is that because of these little knob things, it'll go to crap. Maybe I'm wrong. Find out. Why? Just because I'm curious. We'll get this out of the way. You'll probably use that bit if you want to. I'd say it's a bit too. Okay. That to the point where. Alright. Let's see what happens, kids. Bad stuff. Hello. Yeah, nah, it's. Anyway, getting back to the stuff that we do have in good order, you got this bit. To be just the right length. Or happily in the painted segment. That's going to work very nicely. A slightly better camera. Before I do that, I'm actually quickly off. I'll still be able to converse because I've got an air conditioner off. Quite chilly here, Adelaide. With the heater on, I'm now selfish. I don't want to keep on if you know what. So how your build's going, buddy? With when you attach sprue, unsurprisingly, you do it exactly as you would any other piece of sprue. Okay, well, what I'm finishing is the Messerschmitt you see before you is the BF109 G6 of Erich Hartmann. This was October 1943. I also have, give me a moment, the Junkers 88 of Werner Bombach. Is that how you pronounce it? Bombach. Yeah. Yeah. So they're the two I'm finishing off at the moment. I will be putting the bombs onto the Junkers very shortly. But first, gonna do is first what I'm gonna do is have a mouthful of coffee. As I do. Moment. Oh yeah. Now, first things first with this. Let's trim it to where I want it to start. To say about there. Oh. Now, let's get about there. We should be fine. Yeah. there. It's not doing good. Bit of paper towel. Now, once I get the first step is obviously to get one end on and dry. Touch the other bit and trim. That easy. Once we've gotten the first step achieved, we shall. Now, what I might do. Off there from. Acting. Boom. All right. Okay, so this can be a bit of a fiddly operation in the long term, but as you can see, aerial is on the actual stand. Now I want that to dry into position. I'm sure you can understand how that operates. Once that's secure, obviously, I will then attach that to there, trim accordingly, and there's our aerial. Oh yeah, I'm pressing my patience, buddy. How you doing? All right. So yeah, there's our first step on that aerial. We'll let that dry on. Come. And now we'll put these little, actually, or do I want to? Haven't set, this is a pilot here, not pilot, one of the air crew. And if you put him in the right position, the fundamental issue I've had is that hands get in the way of the canopy that's supposed to go over here. Less than ideal. Look, yeah, hey. Happens to all of us, but now I've here we go, here's what I need. Yeah. The day that I have a perfect piece of masking go down, I'll be a happy camper. But I know what I might do. A piece of emery board cut in two. Here we go. Here's what I need. If I cut that to a more suitable shape. Size perhaps. So I think more of the square is what I require. Yeah. In fact, you can even see his. Well, zoom in. I bet you'll be able to see the hands in question. Slightly. Don't touch. You can see how the hands slightly go too far. And that actually gets in the way of the canopy, which frankly is a pain in the ass. But we can fix it. I've actually already this guy's hands off to a fair point with sprue cutters. Ha ha ha! No, because I got these from a hobby shop. Look at a funny tale though, man. Years ago, this is when I was at uni. Chick I knew, reckon she'd always wanted to go to a nightclub dressed as a bloke, pretending to be a bloke. Of course, the notion that if she were to do so, I'd go as the chick. She thought this was a fantastic idea, and that's my bluff called. Anyway, we went to the that's official. Anyway, with my bluff called and never been one to back out. We're off to the department store to get suitably attire. You can see that's not quite going. Yeah, get more sandy. To get myself suitably attired for the occasion. And, it's taking me up to the counter. Hit the behind the counter with looking for bra and stocking for a larger lady. How large are you talking about? He looks at her in deadpans. Big enough for him. Yeah, it seems like I'm here for. Ah, yeah, well, there is that to it. I think it was more than I just happened to be there. Thought, oh, of course, I need to. Well, these ones aren't to me. They're a different. Be that as may, I get your point. Still see him. Alright. This is starting to frustrate me, as I'm sure you can. This is the other side of the Airfix World Papa. One of their old ones. That's, yeah, as you can see, not so quite so old. Look, you know, halfway to go and be damned. Hmm. Actually, maybe consider. Yeah, that's probably why it stayed away for quite a while. So the later ones are looking pretty good, and the last few that I've worked on that have been recent stuff, recent pressings, have been quite sound. I've really enjoyed it. But when it's just a bit now, so, starting to get a bit of a fix on where things. I wonder. Let's get those scissors out. Although, you know what? I'm thinking, mate. I'm thinking, because I do also want to do an unboxing of the link. Shorter. So this continues to give me a bit of the irrits. Chances high. Let's get the unboxing the link. That should be a bit. That'll be a nice relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Also, because watching someone say not the greatest view. I'd be damned. But I want to put the bombs in here too. Might as well just do that. Do that quite easily. Let's get that. Damn. They even just sit pretty sweetly. Actually, but they don't. They do. What's the easy way? Might be. Okay. First you get out the tell you something else about the old Airfix hassle I'm experiencing here. That's not good, is it? Oh, only one side, ain't it? Yeah, it's not. They don't sit. That'll be right. All right. Take two. Ah, doing this very crudely. Why? Sometimes there is for it. Let's do this, shall we? But the engine cowling. Now I know they'll see. Here's the thing. People, where's the love in that, eh? The love. Mm. Yeah, they're different widths and such like. Indeed, generally, all I can really say is old Airfix back in the days when they weren't good. Well, not weren't good, that's a bit harsh. Weren't as good. Yeah, sure, man. No, what the problem is, oh, go on now, I have to tell you when he gets back. We're going to pop that up there and let those bombs dry into position. Do I think the Messerschmitt possibly look at 20 minutes? I'll give it a bit longer. Actually, here's a plan. What we can do. Get all this out the way. Because okay, we're safely assume I'm not going to be doing any aerial on Yonkers because I believe so. That only leaves the 109, which you can do pretty much at the end as a pinching. What we're going to grab is this. I'll give you a decent view of it, not really succeeding. There we go. So we're going to be doing this soon, and I'm going to spend the big stream I'm going to set up in July doing all the detailing on this. Now, I suspect that on the detailing front there's a shitload to be done. So we're going to have a look at that today. We're also actually just going to have a quick examination of the kit in general. I've had a look, but not a really thorough look. Now, the one thing I do know is which markings I'm going to be doing, and it's this one here on the cover, actually. S for sugar. Flown by an RAAF, actually, which squadron? I should make note of this. 467 Squadron. But yeah, as me being Australian and all, it would seem appropriate to build an Australian aircraft. And so I'm going. Alright. Now, here's an interesting feature. Notice that. Actually, hang on a moment. I'll see if I can. Something I've noticed on the box that actually will be handy. There we go. Oh, that is that good. Okay. Wait till I've got the... Now, you'll notice that the diagram, or the picture here, illustrates that those aerial wires are connected to the inside of the of whatever these tail fins called. Tail fins, I guess. But that is useful information right there. Okay, zoom back out. Where is he going? That's as far as he goes. Alright. Do. Well, if should people arrive and that's what I'm doing. Actually, wait, I can even show. Well, it's not that many decals on them. That's interesting. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. 41. Pretty straightforward, it's got to be said. Yeah, true. Alright. Nice one. Nice one. It is a quote indeed from, I'm not sure if it was, I think it's Goering. Indeed it is Goering. At one stage he's claimed that no enemy plane will fly over Reich territory. And of course the reality is quite the reverse. I was unaware, but apparently Esther Sugar would appear to have that little quote. The front of it, which I've got to say, yeah, a bit of a bitch slap. But we can make those sort of lines, they're going to get thrown around. All right. All right. So, here's obviously our decals. As I said, they're all pretty big. Boom. That's a good, yeah. What's our process going to look like? How many steps are in the process? Find out. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Interesting. Now, conveniently enough. Oh. Wow. So we've got options on the bomb that we utilize. Because we have the bomber resupply kit. Well, now here's the dealio, man. Scope this out. Okay, now these 108 steps. Are they for real? Yeah, they're for real. Now, first things first. Here's the interesting part. It's got here bomb loads. Now, to see this model assault are available separately in the bomb resupply set, which I have. So to put the bombs, does that mean there's no bombs actually with this kit? This would be the next question. Let us open the bag, shall we? Find some of these questions out. This is what it looks like, which is a bit, really? Really? I guess it's called marketing, isn't it? I should use these bigger scissors. Now I know I was going to make mention of Papa. You asked about the with the issue with the canopy on the underside was how far the thing was coming out. No, the issue is more the hands of the pilot, not the pilot, of the air crewman. I've put him where the instructions would suggest, but oh damn, look at the size of this thing. His hands still extend. Now it looks like, whoa. Yeah, there's no bombs. They come from okay. They come from another kit, which I might also work on in the same session. You never know. Bam, you have it in a nutshell, my man. I know, with regards to who would make a bomber kit with an open bomb bay and no, not bombs, yeah. Guys, what are you doing to me, behaviour, I tell you. I know what the deal is. It's a question of aftermarket sales and shit like that. But because that way you have to purchase the bomber resupply kit, see, which is a bit jabby. But hey. Anyway, let's have a look. So there's basically that will be our floor, one would suggest. And wing. We have a. I should get you a better look in. So I'm now looking in through here. I'll zoom in a bit. Probably wouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't warm the cockles of the heart now, does it? Now, whoops, a daisy. Now they've got different methodologies on. So we put a seat together. They're getting they break it down pretty heavily here. Like aircrew is, all of that's very straightforward in actuality. Notwithstanding. Oh, yeah, maybe there. Now what's this deal on 33? I reckon to paint that 33. Look at the fuselage. Interior green all through the inside, no great surprise there. Here's a question. Ah, that's a bit warm and fuzzy. You wonder what I'm oohing about. What we have here, my man, is the interior of the cockpit interior, and yay team, they've actually given us a bit of detail to work with. Yeehaw! Happy about that. Hang on, there we go. Let's lift that up a bit better for you. There we go. Now, when I did the Hampton, when I've looked at the Halifax, they've got pretty much straight sides, nothing exciting on them. It's a bit of a rip. That, I like the looks of. Happy to work on that. Now, in the meantime, there's 2 points, they reckon. Interesting. So why are they black? I'm curious. I thought they'd be black anyway. Anyway, so that's good stuff. And have a good bit of detail fun with that. In fact, a lot of detail. Here we go. Got bomb sighter, proper bomb sighter. Nice, happy with that. Ooh, what got we here? I believe that's a clear part 3, which goes. Wow. Okay, they do have some funkiness in the detail areas. Like there's a bit there. Yeah, look, and you know that's going to make it real easy to bring up the whole panel lines, which I'm much happy with. Always happy for that. Now let's just check. There's a clear part that goes under there. Does that operate? I'll just make sure that is a clear part. Oh, it's a decal. Duh. Okay. So that goes on. Okay. Now we good. Now they're giving few options here. I can probably get a little more jiggy with that than the color options they're showing here on. Let's see if we got this. Might zoom out just a little. Now they give a few color options here. They're suggesting black for there, or black for interior green. We can probably get a little more jiggy with that. Bam, bam. They have more decals for the interior. Add a little bit more detail again. I prefer to paint it myself, but that's me. Ooh. Ooh. Dude, this looks a little jiggy. A little bit funky. Let's have a look-see. Because, looking at these diagrams here, now they're clearly part of, I would suggest, of this where the wings are ultimately going to go on to. Wondering what that is. That's something that can be worked on. I would say probably. I use that very colour, my man. It is ideal, yes. They do, indeed, they do a really good German grey that I also use. And in fact, because of course there is a difference between the interior green used by the United States as opposed to that used by the RAF, and they've got both. And just for those little subtle differences, it makes such a difference to the overall result, you know? Now, let's have a look at those wing things. That's technical. Here we go. Well, here's certainly one of them anyway. And let's have a look at the other one, perhaps. Certainly a bit that goes on with it. Here we go. Aha! I am correct. I would suggest. As we can see here, there may be some pipes and things that we can bring up to make it a bit good, a bit pretty. So, yeah, some interesting discoveries. It's just getting better. Now, something that might be worth examining. This is where a good friend Google will come into play. Okay, do I do that one color or yes? I'll have a look at what Google say. I'd say it probably is just one colour. I'm probably going to get a wee bit overexcited if I start trying to do multiple colours. Be there forever. But I will do a bit of Googling on that anyway. So, yeah, and I guess one of the big wins on that would in fact be increased stability and strength of the model as far as in once completed. And but let's face it, that's a bloody good thing now, isn't it? Oh, here we go. My. This is starting to get a bit exciting now. And in fact, here you can... Oh, that! Okay. Starting to give him a bit of a... let's have a look at this upper wing. Oh, yeah. Ha ha. Yep, okay. I'm happy. Got nice detail there as illustrated here. But you can see they've... Oh, mate. We can go to town on this sucker. And rest soundly assured. I will, too. So we've got the supporting beams that that's a bit pretty. If you look, it's a dead sexy landing gear bay, isn't it? I'm well impressed, I gotta say. Bravo, kiddies. And I'll be getting into that directly. I can, you know what? I can actually forgive the absence of bombs, particularly given that they do come with. I'll have a look at that in a minute and all. Now I do need to keep an eye on the time because got a physio appointment. Okay, once you got all that done, these bits are fairly straightforward. What have we here? On various vents and the like, yeah, that makes sense. At that point, it starts looking like it's going to become a bit straightforward. Let's not. Beautiful aircraft's got to be said. They've got a little bit of funkiness in there to add to it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, look, just when you think they've gotten, so what we have here, all that wheel bay we saw before, just gets us to here. Then we start going in with the wheel stuff. Because we can get the wheels into position. That is fantastic. That really is very tidy. They latch into the... They go there. Wow. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Look at how extensive it will be. Stacks on it. Yeah, it totally is damn sexy, man. Oh, hey, cutie. How you doing, buddy? Oh, it's... Definitely detail. A paintbrushes with the... Yeah. See, what they've done there is really clever. You've got it enables you to get the wheels into a far more sturdy locked position, and then you put the covers on top there. Well, I bet you. Oh, here we go. They explained the bomber thing here again. There is some bomber stuff, bomb thing to go in. Fine. That's all very part of the course. Wheels. Part of the course. Oh, guys, look, I'm chipper and chirpy on. Ah, that's interesting. The front of the nose part is actually slightly different from one to the other. There's two options, and there's slightly different. Interesting. Here we go. They, oh, bless their cotton socks, kids. They actually make it pretty easy to get all your turrets together and put them in after main assembly, which is going to make it a whole stack easier to get the paint done. They don't give an air crew. Is that a flaw? Not going to bother me that much because there's so much other detail to hit with. God damn. Wow. Who's out seat? Yes. Yeah. There are certain positions you certainly wouldn't want on a heavy bomber, and that's certainly one of them. I reckon the worst one of all would be the underside gunner of the B-17. Apparently, entry was an exit was only possible if you got let out from the outside, which basically meant that if they were going to have to crash, do a belly crash, well, join the dots, you know. That's what I was told, as whether that is accurate or do not know. Now, what we're going to do now, we're going to have, actually, what we might do now, before I continue, I'll have a look at that bomber resupply kit that I've got. I'm going to look at the bombs there. Now, in the meantime, before I do that, oh, that's a horrifying tale. It's, yeah, look, you know, I know the stats on survival amongst bomber crew was not real high. Yeah. God, getting hosed out, that's just frightening. Right. Well, yeah, that confirms a pretty horrible story. Excuse me, I was trying to get to a dropped. There we go. That I'll find useful very shortly. Where basically this guy, well, this B-17, we're looking at basically the crash landing. And, yeah. The question was posed, I believe. Well, what do I do? And the response was, if you have your service revolver with you, this might be a good time. You think, Jesus, but these are the brutal realities of war. Stuff like that's the reason why a lot of war veterans have nightmares and stuff. I know that a mate of mine, he did 2 tours of Iraq, and I was always a bit worried about him going over there at all. Deep down, he's a very sensible guy. Came back alive. He was a good start. He was on 5 types of medication. 2 of them were for pain. But also, pain gets triggered. That smell of burning. Heavy right there. Now, what I've got to do, hopefully, there we go. Boom. That's the nuts and bolts of it, yeah, mate. So the option the ball turret guy had was fundamentally he could get taken out by the ground or he could take care of business himself depending on how he saw fit. Now, that was the essence of it. Imagine being the guy I have to tell him that. Geez, that'd fuck with your head, wouldn't it? On a more positive note, on a more cheerful note, kids. Bam. We got an aerial. Now, once that's dried, there is in fact another wire that I wouldn't mind giving a crack. I've never actually done it. Which runs from the fuselage up to there. Now, all I really need to check, shouldn't be a big trick really, is can I get one piece of sprue to stick to another? My guess would be yes. So, but in the meantime, I'm happy that we've got the wire on. Let that dry. Now, next, while I pop that out of the way, I'll see. Good. What we'll do next is actually, let's try that out. Can I get a piece of sprue, another piece of sprue, once it's been stretched? The answer is probably yes. You'd think so, wouldn't you? Whee! Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah. My my family, mother and her parents lived just outside of London during the war. When they first came to Australia, apparently, because back the fire alarms for bushfires in Australia is certainly was same as an air raid siren. And apparently they were home one day and all they've heard is the that they've been so familiar with and just looked at each other until they've realised that no, it's something else. It's not the bombers are coming. But yeah, people get stuck with that shit and it's pretty hideous. And yeah, there's something very, very scary about the realities of conflict, you know. Now, what I'm going to try and do, try and get a little, there we go. Now, I've got a bit of glue on that. What I want to see if I can do, I should be able to. Right. Oh, well. Just like, so what that would suggest, should I wish to attempt to put that vertical piece of wire in position, and I do wish to attempt it, but at that point, I'm on a winner. Look at that. Too easy. So doing it. Probably not this stream, but I'm so doing it. It's here's an interesting one for you on War and the Horrors of it. When I was in year 8, excuse me, which in Australia is like first year high. Now what I'm going to get whilst I waffle is, here we go, the very item I'm seeking. Yeah, and what was it I was going to mention? Lost the point 'cause I got distracted by what I was looking for. Who would have thought? Boom. The bomber resupply kit. I do have it. This. Yes. Good look at the. That's why they've probably got the Lancaster on the cover there. Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look. It's in the book. Okay. Scissors again. Actually, I did, yeah, I dare say there's a few of those. Ah, here we go. 8,000 pounds. Jeez, that'd ruin your day. Oh. Comes with a cute little message. Love from the RAF. Now, is that the extent of them? Now, the other question is, do I just want to set up the position 2? Simply put the bombs on the trolley, which I kind of like. Or, actually, what I'm most probably going to do, I'm going to build the Halifax. And the Halifax got a closed bomb bay, a bit of a rip on its own. I can at least have things heading towards or have them being supplied. But here are my options. And basically, it's a simple piece of putting a couple of things together. I've just got to choose which bombs I want. The only question I really have is bigger better? That's the only questions, really. Oh, they come with incendiary bombs as well. Ah, that's interesting. Boom, 4-pound incendiary bombs and carrier. Right. Interesting. Very interesting. From the viewpoint of, no, they carry different. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna after a bit of research on that one, how that would go together. Wow. All right. Bigger is easier. That's certainly true. In which case we're looking for the 8,000-pound bombs. Scissor time. Now, let's flip bomb, bomb. Aha. Ho, ho, ho. All right, yeah. That would be them. Yeah, look, there's our answer, kids. We want a bomb that says, you, yeah, you, cop this one, Jimmy. That's certainly what they say to me. Look at those suckers. All right, there's our winner, kids. Deary me, they're kick-ass. Take it that I'm just making sure that I'm absolutely right. Yep. Yep. There we go, kids. There's our win. Boom shakalaka like a wop bamboo. Oh, look, yeah. So, what I may as well as do is... Oh, that's a bit good. This has also actually got some really cool stuff to detail, and I'm probably... This would be good to work on. Yeah, well... Yeah, I'm not sure if I have a burning desire to do that. Ooh, did I say it? Yeah, it was a pretty ugly business, that, wasn't it? Anyway, but if you look here, check this out. It gives, okay, you can do the door shut routine. Yeah, who's going to do that? Seriously. Now look at these gauges. Could have a whale of a time with that. And I'm gonna. Hmm. Yeah, you know. I don't know if you can. Look at all this. What I'm going to do, executive decision made, is I'll utilize this as a bit of a side project, I think, along with the rest of the stuff. I'm obviously going to put the bomb in the lake. But, wow. That around the lake and the Hampton, or the Halifax rather, and giggity 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 goo. That's all I'm saying, peeps. Yeah, that's exactly what it shows, man. Um, Actually, I saw a. Did you ever see the series The World at War? It was released in the 1970s, 73 sounds right, by Thames Television, and it is if you can get hold of it, if you haven't seen it, get hold of it. It's one of, for my money, in my opinion, one of the best. This has got some great stuff in it, man. We'll be doing this as a side run. I might even do it into fact. I'm so stoked with it. I might even do it as the same way that I have Armour Day. I might do this as a separate little side thing, all on its own. But yeah. Anyway, they have interviews with well, not all the major players, because of course some of them are dead, or were dead at the time of filming. But they have interviews with excuse me, people like Lord Mountbatten, Galland, Spear. Who else do they interview? Who? Yeah, you get the idea. They have Dernitz. They have interviews with him. As you can imagine, they've got some pretty cool stuff on it. And one of the you have, yes. Oh, I haven't seen For Valor, but yeah. Anyway, I remember seeing the clip where they were interviewing Horrocks, General Horrocks, and he was saying how they needed to get to a certain point in the Ruhr, and now I'm just going to see if these bombs are stuck. Yay! They look alright. Oh, that was not. Actually, there is a way I can fix that. Anyway, and the bottom line was the town of Cleves was in the way, and it was garrisoned heavily by an German division. And yeah, right. That'd be interesting. Some of their stories would be disturbing. But yeah, anyway. And he reckons he was contacted by Bomber Harris and asked, well, do you want us to put the bombers through? And he reckoned he was quite horrified at that as an option. Because beyond the existence of the troops in there, Cleves had no real strategic or military or industrial value. It was mostly a historical town, cultural place. But ultimately he had to do what was the right thing for his troops. He was given the word. Of course, then they've gone. And apparently the guy was haunted for years by nightmares. Women and children burning, always with the images of Cleves. Yeah, people have to sleep and live with that sort of shit. It's pretty full on. I was hoping that I'd be further down the track with the Junkers, but never mind. Now, I'm running well ahead of things now. That's because I was hoping to get more done on the Junkers. And I've pretty much want the 109 to dry. You know what, man? Because I've got to get to... Yeah! Yeah, and he refused to do it, I believe, didn't he? And you got to say, yeah, well, clearly, good on the man. That would have taken cojones all on its fucking own. But it says a lot about the despicable nature of Hitler himself. So yeah. Anyway, now I've got to get to physio a bit later. And, oh, he did. Ah, well, troops aren't there, and you come, kids. But yeah. Anyway, because I've got to get physio, I'm going to wind up the stream a bit earlier than I would ordinarily. Notwithstanding Junker's rumbles, I really enjoyed looking at the Lank, and I'm pretty happy with how the 109 is currently looking. I'll get that extra bit of wire put on this afternoon. I'll put pics up on Facebook and Twitter and yada 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 yada. And yeah, boom. I will be back on definitely on well, Wednesday Australian time. Yada yada. The oh, min pins. I'm going early. The Junkers gave me a bit of the run around, and you missed checking out some. Dude, sorry, Papa, you're about to cop a quick rerun of some of the joys that I saw. I'll quickly show you what I found out about the Lank. Now, first, the bombs need to be done separately, or from a separate kit, but that's fine. I had a quick look at the Lank. Some of the detail on it's really cool, man. I'll show you through the assembly instructions. Really cool detail. I have to be a bit swift about it. Oh, thank you, Minpins. Now, anyway, yes, the things we've because Papa had a bit of a look with me. Now, they do have. Oh, wait, but they don't have any other aircrew, just one pilot. Really? Really? I'm not going to go with just any pilot unless it's untyped bloody. It's a bit of a rip. I wonder if I can get an aircrew from some. The plot thickens. Anyway, point being, young min pins. Okay, most of this is fairly standard, but when we start getting to here, the interior of the Lank has some really nice detail on it. When I've checked out other multi-engined aircraft by Airfix, but I'm a bit excited about this too. Some of this is drool worthy. Like they've got good detail on the inside here. Here we go. Look at these wheelbase. They start off with that, but then when you actually you go into that, all this fantastic detail. I will have to go through it with that. I don't like rushing showing off my stuff. I don't. But actually, I'm going to have to be giving that a black wash sometime in the next few days. Actually, I'm going to be black washing some other stuff first. I probably won't black wash till next week. When I do that, I'll be able to show you all the detail. The detail is pretty damn sexy, mate. What's the line I'm looking for? Detail. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to wind the stream up. Let's do the lights out. Get that down. Alrighty. How am I looking visually? I'm looking pretty visual. It would be, I believe, indeed. Give us a quick moment. No, I've got that one. What are you talking about? The link? 08. Yes, it is, buddy. It is indeed Airfix 08. The link, yes, it is. I've just checked, and you are correct. You'll be able to get actually be able to track that down on ScaleMates. Would probably give you a good look at the destructions as well. It is, yes, good pick. As a quick little aside, on the topic of a good pick, there's a Billy Connolly album called "The Pick of Billy Connolly." On the cover, it's got him jammed up to about the third knuckle. Oh, the Mark II as well. Interesting. As a quick little aside now, I think it might have been, in fact, it was you, Papa, who mentioned G for George. Interesting thing. It's G for George they have at the Australian War Memorial. It might have been min pins. Anyway, bottom line. G for George at the Australian War Memorial. That's a B1, and I reckon the reason it didn't crack the ton, because I'm guessing that by that stage they started bringing in the B2s and the B3s. S for Sugar, which racked 137, was a B3, and I'm wondering if that's the thing. But yeah, that's the one. You are indeed correct. That is the one it is. Yeah, alrighty. I'm done. Thanks heaps for watching and chatting, guys. I really appreciate it. I will be back as per usual in a couple of days' time, unless I manage to get some time to on in and do a few bits and bobs. If I do, I think probably what I really need to do is either finish the Junkers or get into blackwashing the. Actually, there's something I need to do: blackwash a spit. Because after I finish the 109, which I have done, I'm doing a Spitfire Mark 9C. We'll get onto that one. There you go. You shall indeed. I'll be happy to see you, buddy. That'd be fantastic. Oh, happy to see everybody. Oh, that's an interesting thing. There you go. I was unaware of that, Papa. Thank you for that piece of trivia. But that would account for it. Yes, there we go. All right, yeah, guys, I'm done. I'm sure you all know the drill, but again, you all know the spiel I hit at the end. First-time viewers, we know the button. Follow, like, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Other platforms, Rob the Builder on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord, and Robster the Builder on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Again, the magic button. Hit it. Follow, like, subscribe. We all know the drill. Fantastic. Okay, guys. I've had a good time. Hope you have too. and I hope you continue to have a good day. Catch you later.